Welcome back to Scouse Farm. It's Monday afternoon now. There wasn't a video yesterday because England were in the final of the Euros and performed as expected against the first team that could actually play football that they come up against. So not a surprising result, but disappointing nonetheless. I'm back to the farming, so to speak. A little tip for you today. This is for those who don't know. When people talk about cabbage white butterflies, you see the obvious light coloured white butterflies, bit yellowy, that are always flying around the garden, and when you're young you think they're just pretty little butterflies, but when you grow food they are literally the enemy. They're like a foreign air force that just drops a load of terrorists on your cabbages and they just chew them to pieces. And what I'm going to do now is, as you can see there, my cabbage patch is looking very good, quite healthy. A few nibbles to the outer leaves, but that doesn't bother me, and the most affected ones are the actual cauliflowers at the back, not the cabbages. So these are cauliflower, and the outer leaves of them have been done in by slugs when they were younger, a bit of green fly and maybe some caterpillar, but I'm not too sure. But just to let you know and show you, this is what these cabbage whites do. They land, or they fly around, flutter about, and then they land on the leaves and lay their eggs. Their eggs are tiny, and if they're left to just keep doing it day after day, you'll see little clusters of yellow spots on the underside of the leaves and sometimes on the front. But what I do is I just come and flick them off every time I see them to try and stop them hatching, because it doesn't take one caterpillar very long to chew through quite a lot of a cabbage. So hopefully it shows up on video, but there's a couple here that I can see. So if I zoom in now, I'll point my finger to it because it is tiny, and you can see just there, that is an egg. So the very tiny specks of yellow, and you'll see them on the front but mostly on the underside of the cabbage leaf. So you just squash it and flick it off, just rub it off, do whatever you can to get rid of it, and that will help because it won't hatch there. Even if you knock the egg off somewhere else and it hatches in the wood, you've got a chance to see them before they do any damage to your actual cabbage that you're trying to protect. And on the underside of this one, I think there's one there. Yeah, I left one. You can see there on the top. In fact, it's better this one, it stays in focus a bit better. So you can see there, that is an egg, and that will turn into a caterpillar. The caterpillar in turn will destroy your cabbage and turn it into compost. So squash him off and then that's him gone. But where you want to be most mindful when you're checking is the actual head that's forming, because if it gets on this side of the head, once it hatches they just chew right through, so they can destroy the entire cabbage. I mean, let's be honest, if one of them is on the outer leaf, unless you're going to eat it as like a leafy green, it's not contributing anymore to the head, because most of the photosynthesis is happening in this area, not on the larger leaves to the outside, which in your mind is counterintuitive, because you think a bigger leaf will provide more energy because it will in effect be a bigger solar panel, but most of the photosynthesis happens on the younger leaves. So for some reason or other, that's how it works. And if we move up here, another one to the front, a bit bigger, and I've flicked off most of them, and if we look underneath you'll see it's pretty clear, but down in the bottom a little spider's made a web there, so he's helping out, chewing on any of the little green fly or black fly that land there. And there's one there on the head, so I'll flick that off, get close to the head, and you just keep doing it basically. I know it's boring and tedious, but it's better than spending 3 or 4 months growing a cabbage and then see it turned into dust overnight. And the big fella there, he's going to be harvested soon. I've pulled a couple of the leaves off the bottom, but I don't mind leaving them as sacrificial leaves and let the slugs and the little things that aren't hiding under the oranges just nibble on the outer leaves. That's fine by me, as long as they stay out of the head, which as you can see with this one is firming up nicely now. Give it a good squeeze, see, not much deflection. So I could harvest this now and that would be a very tasty head, but I just want to let this one fold around, and maybe this one, and then that's it. It's getting harvested. And that will do for the little tip on how to flick off and how to recognize cabbage white butterflies laying their eggs on your brassicas. And again, for those who don't know, brassicas are in this garden mainly cabbages and cauliflower are members of the Brassica family, and kale is also a member of the Brassica family, and cabbage white butterflies absolutely love brassicas. So always keep an eye if you plant cauliflower, kale or cabbage, because they will get to them at some point, so just be wary. And this cauliflower here, he's not looking too bad. Remember, this is the one I brought up from my dad's, another one, and it's not massive yet obviously, but it has been protected and there's not much damage on them, on the leaves, so I'm happy with that. There you go. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. The channel's growing nicely now. Let's hope we can get some more subscribers in and get a few more videos made for you. So thanks again for watching. Scouse Farm. We'll see you all again very soon.